pretty happy. Look at the way the ball was moving last night, especially Scotty and RJ combining, I think, 17 assists. That's kind of sets the tone for you right there, I would presume.
Yes, I mean, we did really good job of moving the ball, 35 assists as a team tonight. It's a big emphasis on what we're trying to do, and we took 22 threes in the first half. Another thing that we talked about that we need to get more. I thought that there were a couple more situations in the second half that we could get some more open looks there. But overall, really happy with the performance of the team tonight.
Defensively, you seem to have them. You were on a string all night. What sort of clicked tonight, do you think, for your defensive team?
You know what? It was a tough loss for us in Boston. And guys coming back. We're getting our health back. This group is very connected and very prideful group. So we really wanted to go out there and compete on the highest level. That's what we can do at this point. And all of the guys, everybody who touched the floor, they really contributed tonight, and everybody had that energy. I thought we did a good job on defensive end, making their shots heavy and contested shots. We did not make it easy on Tatum or White. Grady just told me, who was guarding Derek White. He takes pride of playing good defense tonight as well.
When Gavion's out there and he gets, right in the other guy's church, does it sort of carry over to the rest of the guys on the court?
For sure. I mean, first player on defense, first line of defense, first player who is guarding the ball, he sets the tone for everybody else. If you have very aggressive defense there, he's going to trickle down on everybody else because other four players are looking in front, and when you have that kind of defense and predisposition, that's going to make everybody else play with the same effort.
In terms of the defense, second game in a row now where you guys have really tightened up in the fourth, just 15 points for Boston in the fourth. What have you liked about the way that your team has defended later in the game, close things up?
I mean, it's just sticking with our principles, doing it with more detail, with more force. Communication was really good. Guys were able to get on the same page and execute on a high level.
I'm sure there are people who are looking ahead down the road and might, how am I going to say this, prefer other results from this team. Why is winning important for this team for the long-term future, like winning games like this?
Everything we do over here is about winning. We want to win championships. We want to win and compete in every single game. You need to develop that character. I think how you compete night in and night out, that builds the culture. It's building the culture this season, and it's going to trickle down in the future when we are ready to compete for championships as well.
Coach, can you talk about what goes into having a very successful ball sharing movement, 35 assists with less turnovers, like tonight was less than 10 turnovers? What clicks? What makes that work?
I mean, guys are starting to get a little bit more time with the same group of guys on the court. It's not changing that much. There is a little bit of more continuity, so there is more familiarity with each other when teammates going to be on a court. What are we doing? How we need to execute, and it comes down also willingness of our team. I mean, when you have Scotty Barnes and RJ Barrett with 17 assists, that sets the tone for everybody else.
You mentioned the threes kind of falling off in the second half, and that happened in the game against the Warriors too. I think you guys took 23 of your 29 threes in that game in the first half. Obviously that didn't hurt you. You won both games, but I'm wondering what you're seeing in terms of why maybe there's that big a discrepancy in volume from the first half to the second half.
We made shots in the first half. They were playing more aggressive. They were more aggressive on their closeouts. And I thought that we did a better job in the second half of attacking those closeouts. One of our goals in this game was to create closeouts and to have right reads. If they're short closing out, to be able to shoot it. But if they're really aggressive, which was the case in the second half, to be able to turn the corner and make from there.
Seems like Scotty's mid-range was working again tonight. Do you feel like the scouting report's starting to adapt to that, and how do you think he's reacting to what the defense is doing to him when he's in that mid-range?
I mean, it's hard. He has great length. He does a good job of protecting the ball. He's capable to get to his spot on the floor and to shoot over people. I think he's finding really, really good balance of being aggressive and taking it all the way to the rim, but also reading the defense when there are opportunities to get to his sweet spot and shoot over defense as well. Thank you guys.